Anthony on Air podcast, a special St. Patrick's Day edition with some beverage to go along with it. I hope you're enjoying your St. Patrick's Day. If you're listening to this afterwards, I hope your St. Patrick's Day was a good one. Whole slew of topics to go over here today on the podcast. We've got Brad and Angelina back in the news. Wendy Williams doing one of the most hysterical things I think I have seen a talk show host do in quite some time. I
have not seen any of this, so all of these topics are going to be a surprise to me for the most part.
Cardi B and Candace Owens going at it back and forth. Mauro Icardi. Probably people don't know what that story is about. You're not going to want to miss that one. That's the sleeper. That might be the best one of the show. And Sharon Osbourne and the talk is all on this episode. Brought to you by our good pals over at Hero Soap Company. They are actually, hold on. Let me get my glasses on for my read here.
Oh, it's adorable.
Wait a second. There we go.
As long as you don't look stupid.
Hero Soap Company, the absolute best soap on the planet. Screw Irish Spring. Yeah, I said it on St. Patrick's Day. I'm taking that stance. Better than Irish Spring, especially on St. Patrick's Day. Hero Soap Company. Link in the description. Order up some soap right now. You buy a bar, they send a bar to the troops. Sign up for a subscription. Save 20%. Promo code Anthony.
Do it.
Brad and Angelina, Frankie, see, they're back in the news. It feels like 1997 all over. When did they date?
What?
Was it then?
Who the hell knows? Who keeps track? I can't keep track of these people anymore. I mean, I'm supposed to know. I don't remember when I don't know when I dated this one, that one. I got to remember when Brad and Angelina went out together, married. They had like 700 kids.
Are they still married? Are they still technically married?
I have no idea.
Here's what happened. Angelina filed court documents on Friday regarding incidents that alleged domestic violence involving her and ex-husband Brad Pitt. The filing indicates that Angelina Jolie and her children are willing to offer proof and authority and support of their claims against Pitt. Jolie has agreed to provide testimony herself, along with the testimony of minor children, according to the court documents. Her and their children, Maddox, who's 19, Pax, who's 17, Zahara, 16, Shiloh, 14, and twins Knox and Vivian, who are 12, could freely speak out in court in their divorce hearings. Yeah, I think they're still technically married.
Oh, so they're going through a divorce, and now she's saying that there was domestic violence against her and the kids?
How surprised would you be if this were true?
I'd be pretty shocked. I mean, I don't see him as a violent guy.
Neither do I.
But, again, I don't live with the guy. I mean, I only know his characters. I don't really know him outside of that.
True. And we're not saying he's not, but, if you can call it, like some people, if I go, this guy's probably a wife beater, there are probably some people that you'd be like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But Brad Pitt. And I feel like Angelina could probably kick his ass.
That's true. Have you seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
With both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they kick each other's ass through that whole thing.
That was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
I do like the movie every now and then where I don't have to think too much and we can just watch some fun action.
Yeah. Something that, yeah, exactly. The story's there, but really cares. Just jump around and blow shit up. That's all I want.
EVP Jing tells the Jing, Jeang, tells Us Weekly. EVP.
Okay.
Tells Us Weekly, quote, if Angelina has more documentation to prove domestic violence towards her or the children, she can submit a supplemental offer to prove in trial. She can say these are the documentation in addition to what she already presented. This could mean it's a more recent instance, of domestic violence or further documentation related to what was presented before. A source close to Pitt tells Us Weekly, I feel like I'm gaining credibility with these glasses.
you can't lose any credibility, so you
Good
can only
point.
go up from here.
That is a great point. A source close to Pitt tells Us Weekly the filing is nothing more than an attempt to hurt the actor. The source says, and I quote, over the past 4.5 years, there have been a number of claims made by Angelina that have been reviewed and not substantiated. The children have been used by Angelina to hurt Brad before, and this is more of that behavior.
My name may be George Clooney, but this, you think it's George Clooney?
Who? Oh, the source?
The source.
I think so.
Okay.
The leaking of documents by her fourth. This is a leaking of documents by her fourth or fifth set of lawyers that is out to hurt Brad.
How many sets of lawyers do you need?
I don't know. It's not good when you start rolling through a lot of them, though. I know that.
The wealthier you are, the more lawyers you. Why can't one lawyer do this job?
Well, no, this is not what the sets of lawyers, meaning that she had a group of lawyers, got rid of them, got another group, got rid of them. He's saying that Clooney is saying, allegedly, that they're on their fourth or fifth. She's on her fourth or fifth set of lawyers.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, and Brad Pitt is denying everything, and no, I'm not. This is all a lie, or what is he saying?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's saying this is all, well, our source is saying. I don't know if he's going to come out and say it.
Right. I hope it's not true. I mean, he's one of our best actors out there.
I didn't know this. They met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
And of course, I hope it's not true because who wants to see kids be involved in that?
Yeah, this is messed up.
It's messed up.
But whose side are you on?
Like 5 or
Frank?
6 kids.
Whose side are you on?
I don't know how I could pick a side. I mean, I don't know if Angelina Jolie is right, then of course I'm on her side.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick a side.
You're picking a side.
I'm gonna pick a side. Between Brad's kind eyes and the lawyer thing, I'm going with him.
And now what? Just because?
Yeah. No, just because of those reasons. Those 2 reasons.
Because he has kind eyes.
He has kind eyes.
Does he drink a lot? Is he?
I think he is sober now, which is not a.
No, these allegations could have been from years ago.
That's what they're saying.
Right.
But you're making me rethink this. Not that sober people are bad, but he did recognize there was a problem, and he has straightened out his life, which would kind of mean that maybe he wasn't too proud of the way he was behaving prior to this. I'm going to take back my previous statements.
Yeah, I might side with Angelina on this one. I hope it's not right. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope nobody was being, violent in that relationship.
Also, the kids could be pretty damning. Like if the kids are like, "Yeah, hey, this went down." I mean, that's kind of
that's rough.
That's kind of hard. Even if one parent does try and get the kids against the other parent, still that's kind of. I don't know. Can you sway a 19-year-old all the way to not to lie against their other parent?
That is rough. Yeah, I mean, if the kids are saying it, all the kids are like, "Yeah, this is what happened."
Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of have to be like, "All right, yeah, this is kind of what happened." I mean, how do you turn all the kids against their dad? I mean, especially if none of this is true and she's just turning them against him for no reason, they're not going to do it, unless they have a reason to.
Yeah, I would feel like you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Why would they turn against their dad unless he was a dick?
I'm starting to really enjoy the look of these glasses, though.
It's better. I mean, it's an improvement.
Is this working for you over there?
We should put up some kind of flashing light warning at the beginning of the show.
I know we should. Wait, I can do a slower. Is that better?
That's a little better. The other way was a little distracting. Plus, I'm a couple drinks in, and you're freaking me out a little.
How many drinks in are you? Because I heard a rumor, and I'd like to confirm it, Frank.
You heard a rumor?
Heard a rumor about you, so I'd like to know how many drinks. How many drinks you've had?
Number. I had a drink this afternoon at like 4:00. My wife and I, we just finished work. We're like, you know what, St. Patrick's Day, let's both have a drink. So I had a margarita with her.
Mm-hmm.
This is about So this is the third, number 3.
That's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's really not much in this. This is a splash of vodka and a lot of cranberry juice with lime. So there's not really not much in this.
All right. Okay. I'm just checking to see if you would be you were being honest.
What? What did you hear?
I heard you started drinking in the afternoon. That's what I heard. That's the rumor that I heard.
Okay. Confirmed. Leave me alone. I'm allowed. I'm an adult.
You could do it.
I don't
It's okay.
abuse it.
Yeah, no, that's all right. You can do it.
Get the hell alone. You don't know me.
I am having a Celtic ale from my good buddies over at Long Island Brewery.
Yeah, and how many's that for you?
This is 2.
Oh, I heard a rumor that, you eat Cheerios and you dunk the...
You didn't.
Instead of milk.
You didn't hear that.
You throw a Guinness in there.
You absolutely did not hear that.
I'm just, relaying the rumors that I hear.
My wife made the most delicious corned beef dinner that I've ever had.
Ever.
So good. I used to
Corned beef would be good, man.
When I was on EHM, I used to do Rowdy Hall. They used to have us every St. Patrick's Day. We would do our St. Patrick's Day broadcast from there. They made good corned beef, but my wife this year absolutely topped it. And I'm going to tell you what else she did, which I thought was a stroke of absolute genius.
Hit me.
She didn't waste our time with that cabbage.
I like the cabbage.
Oh, disgusting.
It's so good.
Gross.
When it's soft and you just cut it up and it's almost, and you put that with like mustard. Oh, that's good stuff. My mom used to make that every year, and it's fantastic. Corned beef and cabbage.
You hate. Well, let's get back to the fact that you think your mom's a better cook than your wife. You hate.
Who said that? Mom's a great cook.
You just said.
My wife's also a great cook.
We'll get back to it. I'll let you have a chance to defend your mother against your wife. You hate cooked onions, yet you like cooked cabbage. That makes no sense.
Because onions get stringy and you ever get a stringy onion and it feels like you have a hair in your mouth? It's the texture. I can't stand that.
But cooked cabbage is just as disgusting.
No. Cooked cabbage falls apart. It's softer. It's not stringy. You get like a half a cabbage or a quarter of a cabbage, and that's what and you cut that up like as you're eating it. You get served it whole, that big piece, and then you just cut it up like you're eating a wedge salad.
Yeah, I hate it. I can't.
You haven't had it the way my mom made it.
But that's the thing though, like with cabbage, like it's supposed to be like lettuce crunchy is good when you have like wilted, like gross lettuce. That's what it's like.
Yeah,
eating
but this
cabbage.
isn't that. No, it's not. It's not like wilted, old, disgusting cabbage.
That's what it feels like
lettuce.
in my mouth.
It's cooked. It's boiled or however the hell it's supposed to be made, and it's got a good and plus with the mustard, it's fantastic. Good stuff.
Feels
what
disgusting.
I don't like is Irish soda bread.
What's wrong with Irish soda bread?
Just don't like it's too like hard, and I can't. I like soft bread. It's nice, and I don't want to like crack my tooth when I eat bread.
Irish soda bread isn't hard, is it? I mean, it's firm, but it's not hard.
Maybe I had a stale piece that time.
You don't like Irish soda bread either? Oh, you and Frank are on the same side of this one. Toast it up with a little butter.
Does your wife like cabbage?
No, she opted against the cabbage.
For you or because she doesn't like it?
Why did you not cook cabbage? For me or because you don't like it? She doesn't like it either.
Never.
It was her idea.
Good stuff.
She went with corned beef, and we did like a roasted potato, and that was
potatoes
a billion times better than corned beef and cabbage.
That was the thing I was missing. I was trying to remember the plate, and there was corned beef, like a quarter of a head of cabbage.
Yeah, and potatoes.
You
forgot potatoes. It's because you're shit-faced. It's not your fault.
I'm not shit-faced.
Okay.
Eat me.
This is the meal that your mom made that your wife is incapable of making. You're talking about
she could make it. She could make it. We just
but not as good as your mom, which is what you said.
That's not. I don't know if I've ever had corned beef. I don't think Erin's ever made corned beef.
So your wife doesn't cook now, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying she didn't cook that.
What'd you cook today?
What did we eat today? We had pizza. It's a long day of work. Leave us alone.
Your worked from home. If what you people do you call work.
It was a long day. There's deadlines people don't meet. You got to sit there and you got to hold these people's hands. It's a pain in the butt. So it was a long day of work, and we both were just like, let's just do a pizza, and that's it. And we did a pizza.
Like a real pizza or Domino's?
No, like a frozen pizza.
Frozen pizza?
In the oven.
Way to add insult to injury to the Irish people out there. This is what
Not
we think
only
of your
that,
holiday.
We had the frozen pizza in the oven, plus from, what's it called? What's the Omaha Steaks? They do like these, not dinners, but they do these individual like packages of things. So this was a prosciutto flatbread, and you cook it in the oven, and it like with the cheese and everything. So we had that too, and it was very good.
So pizza and a prosciutto flatbread.
Yeah.
All right.
And a margarita.
Frank had himself quite the
a tour around the world.
Yeah.
Kind of a day.
All right, let's bring in Jay Sabs here. How you doing there, Jay Sabs?
Jay Sabs.
I'm not really situated great right now.
Okay.
So why'd you sign on?
Because I don't want to get yelled at by my boss.
I like your attire. What are we rocking here? A little, is that a sticker? Is that a
face stickers?
Look at that around the eyebrow do up there.
We got hearts. We got clovers, blue moons, horseshoes.
Clovers and hearts. And if you look real closely, you can see Mr. Wood.
There he is.
I wish.
You
So obviously I didn't. Yeah, right. Wouldn't be the first time. Hey-oh. Obviously I did not get set up the right way yet. I am not wearing Gaetano's headset, my headphones, because I think that the internet will rip me a new one if I do. So no.
I don't think they will. What Janine referring to is we got her a pro setup. So like as you can see, here. Frank's got a microphone now. Janine got a microphone, and she's now refusing to wear said microphone because she thinks the headphones she has is going to make her look silly.
Do you have the headphones there?
I do have to say, not only do they make me look silly, I don't know how Gaetano wears them on his head, because when we were testing it out the other night for 15 minutes, I had a headache afterwards. Actually, you know what? I'm sitting on them. Look at this.
Those look all right.
Well,
you're not really wearing. There you go.
No.
All right. So look straight though. You're like, how do I look?
Again, how many flights have you landed with those things? That's what I want to know.
Roger that.
Breaker.
They just, I don't even, how does he wear? These are his gaming headphones too, obviously.
Okay.
Gaming headphones.
Tell me you're married to her. Tell me how you know your husband won't cheat on you without saying you know your husband won't cheat on you.
All you got to do is hold up his gaming headphones.
That's it.
That's a loyal guy right there. He ain't going anywhere.
Oh, I like you. I like your glasses.
Thank you. They're starting to give me a little bit of a headache though, so I got to turn them off.
It's the booze. Are you drinking anything, Jay Sabs?
High noon. There you go.
Definitely not Irish, but I did make something Irish for dinner. Well, basically, anything green is Irish, right? So I made guacamole. I hope that's good enough for St. Patrick's Day.
Irish.
Well, the Irish Spanish people out there are going to be super excited about it, bringing it all together.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
What'd you make guacamole with, or you just ate guacamole?
I made tacos.
Okay.
The most Irish of meals.
We got tacos, pizza. You have no respect for Irish people, you two. I swear to God.
I love Irish people.
I hate corned beef. I think it's the most disgusting dish out there. It's just gross.
You haven't had it the right way.
I'm just happy you said corned beef and didn't say Irish people, because that's where I thought you were going with that one.
We would have had to cut this out, edit that. But what you haven't had a nice corned beef sandwich with mustard from a deli?
Now,
I don't like that.
Let me ask you this, Janine. Have you ever had Frank's mom's corned beef, which I hear is way better than his wife's corned beef?
It's not what I said. I said it was very
That's what
good,
she
and
said.
I don't think I've ever had my wife's corned beef. I don't think she has yet to make it.
Right, because she
Neither
doesn't.
have I.
She doesn't
Heyo.
cook, according to you.
She does cook.
Okay.
We never
listen.
did the corned
We
beef
can't
thing.
get into that conversation again.
Why, we
We
got
talked
into
about
this
that.
conversation once before?
Oh, the other night you probably ignored all the text in the group message because I started it up because Gaetano said the person who makes more money in the relationship should not be the one to cook.
That's dumb. No offense to Guy.
He didn't actually say that. Like, he said it as a joke to me.
Okay.
But I know he's not joking.
So what if the person who makes the most money only works 2 hours a day, and the other person works 10 hours a day and makes less money?
See, I like your thinking. And actually, a member of our group said, if whoever the person has the most time, that's who should make it.
Or you decide what's being made and who makes it the best.
Like in Frank's house, it would be his mom every single time, from what I understand.
I got to get her over here.
Right.
She's only about 30 miles away.
I know. I like
it.
your wife, Frank. Why don't you? Is what I want to know. I think your wife
I
cooks
love
just
my
fine.
wife, and she's a great cook.
Oh,
She makes
God.
one of her best dishes.
He's buttering up.
She makes paella.
Because he messed up before.
Fantastic.
He
I
goes,
did not. I said something that he turned into,
no.
Your wife doesn't cook, huh?
No, I might be ballooning it a little bit, but
All I said was, I love when I used to have corned beef. My mom used to make it, and with the cabbage and the potatoes. And she was like, "Oh, so your wife doesn't cook?"
now is that not
I was like, where'd
insulting?
you
The
get
guy's
that?
been married for like 15 years. He goes back to his mom
married
20
I'd
years
be
ago.
honest, if Gaetano said that to me, I'd be a little mad.
Thank
No,
you. Thank you.
Just-
I would.
I haven't made it either. We both cook. The both of us cook.
Did Erin ever make it? Does she like it?
I don't think she. I mean, she likes it, but we've never made that. Neither of us have made corned beef and cabbage. It's once a year. And
Thank God.
We usually, traditionally, we've done something on the day. It's like we go somewhere, we hang out with friends. Not this year, but we've just never made it. It's not one person should cook it, one person shouldn't. We just haven't made it yet.
Well, did you guys compare paychecks before you decided who was going to make dinner tonight?
We did. I said,
I hope,
you know what?
I hope you go back to that. I hope you go back to that message.
Why? Was it good?
It was pretty good. It was a good back and forth. But I actually started the conversation because I said that this girl that I know, she does make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband doesn't make as much as her, but he still makes a pretty good amount. But she makes him cook every night.
Well, who's home first?
Well, he kind of has a weird schedule, so.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with. It has to be who has the time, who can do the cooking, who.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're home first, if you're home before the other person.
Exactly.
So that's what Gaetano said. That's what Gaetano said. He always said, like, if you were always home first, so you should be the one to cook, I guess. So, but here's my question: what about on the weekends?
Weekends you go out.
Right. Thank you. That's what I said. That's my thing.
No, but
thank you.
If there are kids, you got to get dinner started before they go to bed. It's got to be. Everything's got to be on a time schedule, I guess, sort of.
But it turns into a good group chat.
And whoever doesn't cook clears the plates and
right.
Well,
what if husband and wife make the same amount of money?
Oh.
Then that marriage isn't going to work.
Another member of our group said, and this is what I do agree with even more. The person who cooks better and actually likes to cook more should be the one who cooks.
That's what I'm saying. Who can do that? Who can make that meal?
Right.
If you decide I want.
I think if they make the same amount of money, it should be decided on health benefits. Then who's got the better health benefits?
Well, that's never going to win.
It should be what's in your 401k.
Right.
Hey, there you go. 401k is the tiebreaker. Everybody knows that.
I like it. Who has more cryptocurrency? Okay, I win.
There you go. Bitcoin.
Who's got the better crypto portfolio should determine. I like that. That's pretty
Not
good.
This guy.
But did you bring this up because you found it really interesting, or because you're tired for cooking for your husband, who does nothing but work and game all the time.
Excuse me. I work too. The hardest job I've ever had. I'm not gonna lie. Even when I was getting yelled at for bringing bad bananas on the trip, not bringing bad bananas on the trip, may I say?
Yeah.
I don't. Frank, you remember that story? Stop.
I know. I'm just trying to make a face.
Yeah, you're trying to make a face.
He's hammered trying to figure out how he's going to apologize.
You have to go back.
He's trying to figure out what he's going to do to get his wife not to watch this episode. That's all Frank's doing. Right. Don't mind him.
She watches every episode. Love you. Listen, it comes down to who has the time to make it, who can make it, and
all right. Well, let me ask you a question: who microwaved the pizza in the Frank household tonight?
First of all, it was the oven.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, whoever microwaves pizza should not watch the show. Like, don't even attempt to watch the show.
No.
He's on the show.
We love all our microwave people out there. Anybody who uses the microwave, we love you. Stay with us.
Not microwave pizza.
Stop
we microwave anything else but the pizza.
Stop
Who here
insulting
microwaves
our
pizza?
audience. No, we do it in the oven. We have the frozen pie in the oven. That's what we did.
I like how he said that like it's got more integrity. But anyway, who put it in the oven? She did, I bet you.
So what? What's the big deal? What is your argument here?
See, why wouldn't you put it in the oven?
Because I was still working. She was done. She had the time. She did it.
All right. Now I can't spend the whole show keeping track of your lies. You said before when you started drinking during the workday, you said you both got done at work at the same time and you both started drinking.
No, I didn't. I said we both had long days of work. Then we were both done and had drinks. We didn't
Who made the drinks?
At the same time.
Who made the drinks?
I made the drinks.
Okay. What are you drinking?
What?
What are you drinking?
Well, before I had a margarita, but now I'm having cranberry and vodka. Cranberry lime and vodka.
Okay.
So there you go. Irish. I don't know what your argument is, but we both do the cooking and you know, we take turns. So there.
Hang on, my earpiece. Right? My earpiece broke, so I didn't hear anything you guys just saying.
Oh God.
Good thing. So what happened with Wendy Williams?
Wendy Williams.
Oh my God.
Pretty much the funniest thing in the history of television.
Oh, I saw this.
I have a new respect for Wendy Williams. I've always had great respect for her, but she legit burp farted on television.
Oh my God. Yes.
At the same time.
At the same time.
And she doesn't do a live show either, right?
Exactly, Frank, which
they
means
left
that
in.
She made the choice to say, leave that burpy fart in to the final episode.
You gotta respect her. You gotta respect her then.
Let's hear it.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely.
Is there video? Can we show video?
Yes, there is.
I don't know if we could show it.
It's not. Yeah, I can show it. It's not the most fantastic video.
Her face has to. I didn't see it, but I'm sure there's an expression or a surprised look.
Yeah, hang on here. Okay.
Matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize. It's a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize. It's a matter of time. She's not lonely.
She sounds like a seal. It sounds like a seal.
I apologize.
That's like the best sound. It's like it came from a sound effects machine or something. That was the best. Oh my God.
Let me ask you both. Have you either farted at work or been in the presence of someone else farting at work?
Yeah,
I fart constantly. I've farted 12 times since we started this show.
I mean, like, they were so embarrassed to do it in front of you. Because I know guys like to fart in front of each other. Like, and it's not a big deal. Like, obviously, you know, my brother. But in a work setting, could be a little different. So,
I've I've farted in a workplace where I've had to. I'm like I have to leave. Like I have to evacuate. Like I can't. Like I've farted.
After you farted or before?
Like I've been in an empty room and like I would fart and be like, if somebody walks in right now, I would be like,
bad case.
I'm in
scenario.
trouble.
yeah. To me, I've never murdered anybody, but when you murder somebody and then somebody walks in on you, to me, it's same exact thing. Same exact thing.
Exactly.
There's no way
difference.
you could deny you didn't kill the person. There's no way you can
Oh
deny
my
that
God.
you laid that fart.
All
Now,
right,
have you
so-
ever been in? Okay, you go.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say to Anthony, what about someone farting in front of you and being like really embarrassed?
I'm trying to think if anybody's ever farted in front of me and been really embarrassed.
Not that I'm aware of for me.
I don't think so.
But this might be one of the funniest. I don't know if you could see this. This is a video on YouTube that I love. It always makes me laugh. It's a seal.
God.
It's a seal coming up onto the shore. And then he looks right at the camera and farts. And it's fantastic. That's fantastic. I love it.
Now here we are, 38 years old, and still laughing at fart jokes. Like, will
Farts are
farts
great.
ever not be funny? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Will they
Come
not
on.
ever be funny?
Always
It's
funny.
not funny. The only time it's not funny is if you're the victim of someone else who farted and you got to get the hell out of
I have two good stories. So where I used to work, there used to be a certain female who. See, the problem with the office was the bathroom was in the middle of the office.
I
said
remember
this before.
This is a constant problem for Janine. Middle of the office bathroom. That's a problem. Yes, go ahead.
I
Terrible
have to show
design.
you a picture that it's not in the corner. It's literally in the middle of the office. 2 feet in front of you, 2 people sit. Like, it's right there. I know it's weird. And it's 1-stall bathrooms. It's 2 1-stall bathrooms, one for men, one for women. Obviously, you're going to hear something. Well, our accountant was in one day, and this woman, I mean, she didn't give no fucks. And it sounded like Hiroshima. That's what it sounded like, okay? And she...
Did a mushroom cloud emit from the top of the...
Yikes.
And I remember our accountant saying, like, to someone, like, which guy just went in the woman's bathroom? That's not right. Which guy did that?
Oh,
He
no.
should get in trouble. He should
Get in
really get in
trouble?
trouble. Because you're using their woman's bathroom.
Oh, it went in the woman's. Okay, yeah.
She thought there was a man in the woman's bathroom. The fart was so bad.
Yes. I mean, it was constant. It was like, I can't even tell you the sounds. Because guess what? I'm about 15 feet away and I heard it.
Dear God.
And it was...
And did you identify the person once they came out? You're like, oh, it was him.
Well, that was the whole thing. You know, when the person walks out, it was a female. So
Oh,
you
was it
know,
female?
oh yeah, it definitely.
I thought it was the guy in the men's room, and it transferred into the.
No,
No.
it was a
No,
woman.
the accountant thought that it was so bad that a guy did it. That's what his thought was.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because
obviously,
no
when she
woman
walked-
could fart like that.
Exactly. It really sounded like horrendous. So everybody was hysterical laughing because pretty much everybody heard it. And it's like, come on, really. Another time, this woman, she was talking to me, another woman, and a guy. And she shifted herself, and it was like this.
Those are great. They're just so funny
And
sounding.
I was like, in my mind, like it took me a minute because I'm like, is she joking? Like, did she do that with her mouth? And then the guy started hysterically like you couldn't stop him from laughing. And she got so mad. She goes to him, real mature, huh? And then she walked away and farted again.
Yes, that's what you get for laughing at me. Leave you with a little
But
leftovers.
the thing was, I don't think she thought we heard her fart as she walked away. A little crop dusting, but you know
Listen,
what?
sometimes you can't control it. Just got to go. I don't know how old this woman was. Maybe she couldn't control it, and that's...
No, she was like 50 years old. It was just that she got embarrassed that this kid kept... No, he just kept laughing and laughing, and she got so mad.
She thought if she got mad and yelled at him, it would take the onus off of her for the fart.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I sided with him. Farts are funny. They're gonna be funny. And you know what? She would have laughed.
Not everybody thinks that. There are people
a lot of people think they're
who
funny.
I know everybody does really, but when it happens when someone does it and they didn't expect to do it and they get embarrassed by it.
Yeah, but you gotta laugh at that. Gotta laugh at that.
But some people get embarrassed in the moment, and it's understandable.
Oh yeah, she was livid at him, and he just couldn't stop. And that was the best part, because he just was like, you just saw his shoulders shaking.
Because if it strikes you funny, what are you gonna do? She should have, you just jarred
out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere. She shouldn't have gotten mad.
You just jarred a memory for me. One time when I was younger, my entire family, extended family, everybody, we go out to dinner at this like hotel. And my grandfather, at the time was, a little hard of hearing, so he would like squeak one out every now and then, and he wouldn't react to it at all because he couldn't hear it. So he didn't think that anybody else could hear it.
Exactly. Yep.
So we're at the hotel and we're waiting for the table, and we're in the lobby, which is this just large marble floor cavernous thing.
So the sound.
He lets out this greaser where it was like everybody stops and turns around, and he's just like looking around like he has no idea.
Nice place.
And everybody's looking. So that would be a time that I was embarrassed by a fart.
I can't think of any time. No, I mean, my grandfather, when we used to go over his house, he used to chase us around the house, trap us in a room, let one go, and then lock the door and leave us in there.
Oh my God. I could see my brother doing that to his grandkids.
My mother famously tells a story. This is one of my favorite mom stories, where she was on I think it was my father. It might not have been. I don't know. She might have lied to me at the time. But she was on a date, like one of the first or second dates. And she had a fart really bad. She had bad gas. And so this was in New York, so it was close to the airport. So she hears like a plane
coming.
Wait
for the Concorde to go over.
So the plane goes over, and she's like, perfect, I'll let this little greaser out right now. And she starts farting. But the plane comes and goes, and she's still farting.
Wow. That's a good one. Planes take like 10 seconds.
You think your mother's going to get... Is your mom going to get mad at this now that she's listening to it?
I don't know. She might, but that was a great story. That's one of my mom's great stories.
You know what? That is a good story.
Yeah.
She's probably your mom's probably having a party. She got like a few of her friends over watching the podcast. Let's watch my son. He's doing a podcast with his friends.
Yeah.
And then you say this story, and it embarrasses the hell
He's
out
talking
of her.
about his stepmom. He's talking about his stepmom.
Exactly.
That's what your mom's saying.
She's gonna ruin. It's gonna ruin her presidency for president of Phase 2 Del Boca Vista. So it's probably God. Here's what I love about Wendy Williams, though. It's rare you get a burp fart. Like usually a sneeze will force a fart out. This was a burp
fart. It's great.
This means that air decided to exit her body at the only two options it had at the exact same moment. That's kind of...
it is cool, but you know who's done that probably a million times? My brother, once again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he forces it. He does it on purpose. So like burp on purpose, but like a natural burp fart combo.
Yeah.
That's like a
true.
unicorn.
It must be hard.
That's
unicorn.
Rare. That's like spotting, the rare albino, I don't know, alligator in the middle of the swamp. That's rare. You can't find those very.
I'll tell you what.
To do it on your show.
On your show, and I respect her for leaving it in, like you said before, Frank. Leaving it in. That's a big, because they tape these shows, hours.
Exactly.
She left it in. She said, "You know what? This is how it went down."
I think she's spectacular. Also, I think it would be really smart for like Pepto-Bismol to hop in here with a sponsorship right about now, because there's no better time to. She should walk this for as long as she could. Gas X, absolutely.
Any one of them could jump right on this thing.
Absolutely. All right, Cardi B and Candace Owens. Janine, I feel like you're the resident Cardi B expert here, so please.
What do we got?
I mean, wow.
Can I, before you start, just say,
go.
On the last episode, I said, because I said it to my wife when we were watching Cardi B hump Megan Thee Stallion, I said to her, and I repeated it here on the show Monday, I said conservative radio and Fox is going to have a field day with this Cardi B performance, and that is exactly what they did.
Yep.
To a T. Tucker, I didn't see Tucker talk about it, but I saw Ben Shapiro talk about it. And I actually don't mind Ben Shapiro. There's been moments where he's made some good. I can't, before you go crazy on me, people, I can't speak for every last thing Ben Shapiro has ever said.
He's an asshole.
Just in general.
There, Frank just made my case in point. I
go.
Can't speak for everything he's said. But in general, I find him to be one of the more interesting conservative voices out there. But I watched 3 minutes of him talk about this, and I was bored to tears out of my mind. Yeah, because it's like it's so predictable. It's like Yeah,
it's very predictable. Yes, that's.
Oh, they can't read Dr. Seuss, but they can watch It's like there's big differences here. There's huge differences. One is racism that.
It felt like you were kind of that huge in what, like her ass? Is that what you're talking about? Because that's offensive.
Huge ass. But no, they're big differences. So go ahead. What was the whole thing?
Excuse me. When I was in office, Cardi B and Dr. Seuss could do whatever the hell they wanted, and nobody said anything about it. Okay, I'm just gonna say it was all fantastic back then. Stock market was at a record high. So was Cardi B's ass.
Record high now.
That's true.
I don't know what I was saying. I got so excited to do the stupid impression.
What Candace said.
What did she say?
Oh, so Candace was basically kind of saying the same shit. She was going along with the same, this is a travesty. No, but here's what got me about Candace, though. Let me get the exact words that she said, because it was really like, come on, really? Like, she said it was... hold on, I got this subscribe. I don't want to subscribe to your super site. She said it was an attack on something.
An attack. That was an attack. You're claiming that it was an attack on anything.
That was the thing that got me. It was like, was it really an attack though? Like that's the thing with this. And now I'm gonna be picking on the conservatives
like
here.
A snowflake.
I'm gonna be. Oh, look at Frankie.
If you see that as an attack, then you're a snowflake.
Well, I was just gonna say
on women's. It was an attack on women's sexuality. Is that what she said? Something along the lines of that.
No,
I heard it was. She did say something like that. I don't know if that's what you're thinking of specifically.
That's the opposite. It's women empowering. It's a woman doing what she wants to do with her, her music and her body, and it's if there was a guy, dancing like
here it is
with his shirt off and everything.
Candace Owens said it was an attack on American values, American traditions.
Oh God, give me a
traditions.
break.
Which tradition are we talking about? I love when everybody. Here's a huge pet peeve of mine: when conservatives preach about traditional values. What are besides abortion? We all know each side of that. What are these traditional values we're talking about that are being attacked and fought against by liberals? Let's say, what are the traditional values? Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I have no clue what they're talking about, but yeah.
What are they? I mean, it's what family. You could have a family. Families come in all different shapes and sizes now. So families are only growing. So there's your traditional values. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Here's the thing. This is not the first time the Grammys have had like a shocker, performance.
Yeah.
Britney and Madonna kissing.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Not the Grammys, but Justin pulling out what's her name's titty.
Yep. Janet.
It just this is not the first time. So, but here's the thing: you have to
And what did
understand
they do?
have
They
a
weren't
history.
naked.
They have a history, though. They don't like each other.
Oh, who? Candace and Cardi?
Yeah, they do.
Well,
This
so
is
there
like
you go.
over the
It's
summer
biased
they've
anyway.
they've had things on Instagram talking about each other, like, so they don't like each other.
Well, they went at it this time around. Like, I mean,
Yes, they did.
It got, Janine, I'm gonna go over a couple here, but if I miss anything, you let me know. Candace said it was an attack on American values. I forget whatever the hell she said it was first.
Oh no, our values.
And then I think Cardi said like, "Oh well, we made it onto Fox News. Thanks so much. My streams are up. Blah blah blah," which is kind of exactly what happens. And then
Just gave it more popularity.
Candace came back and said something like her views were up because she released a trailer because she's got a new show coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So Cardi had like retweeted it, and so like her views like shot up, so she kind of shot back at her. But where it got really nasty was, I want to make sure I'm getting this right for everybody. Candace tweeted at some point that her husband cheated on her.
Candace tweeted that Cardi B's husband cheated on her
With her brother. I don't even get this. It's a Photoshop thing. But I don't even get why this is even, how does this even...
Yes, my husband did cheat on me with my brother. Yes, he said no when I asked to join them. What?
I thought that
Who
was
said
just
that?
her making a joke. That was from Candace.
Yeah,
But they're saying that this is Photoshop now?
Oh, so that's not a real tweet from her.
no.
That's not a real tweet from her. But she was making the reference that like, oh, Cardi B was trying to say like, oh, you're attacking two women for being in on a thing together. Meanwhile, like your husband and your brother, but they really didn't.
No.
So that tweet might not be real, but is the accusation real? Did they really?
I don't think so.
Hook up?
I mean, that's what I was wondering. Like, if her husband and her brother really hooked up, I would doubt that she would.
No. Or say that to people.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know who Candace Owens is, so I have no idea.
And then Candace Owens said that she was trending. And then Cardi B basically said, "You're trending because your mother," referring to herself. Like, I'm your mother. I'm the reason why you're trending.
She's not wrong.
Well, I think it was the feud over. Here's the thing about all of this. They're both coming out actually in a feud like this only fuels sales and attention.
Of course it does.
Like, this is the greatest thing to happen to Candace Owens ahead of launching her own show, is to get in a scuffle with one of the biggest pop stars that the world has to offer right now.
Yeah,
What's that face to you? What do you think? You think it's bad for her?
I mean, people are not happy with her.
Who?
Candace.
Okay, now clear this up for me, because some people love Candace Owens, some people don't like her. The last I remember from Candace Owens is she got a lot of flack because of George Floyd. Was it the George Floyd
I think
one?
it was.
She was basically like, this guy's now I'm remembering it. She said this guy was a drug dealer or whatever the hell he was, blah, blah, blah. He was a bad guy. Kind of making
Oh, like, so it was okay to kill him?
like it was okay to kill him. And I think she caught a lot of shit for that.
Good. She should have.
She went in it on Instagram talking about the guy and like what she thought. She wrote a lot on it too, but I believe that's when her and Cardi started fighting too. But I have to catch up on Cardi's tweets because I did not know that she writes that much on Twitter. I had no idea. Yeah. Did you know she wrote that much?
On Twitter? Yeah.
Cardi B? She's active on it. Yeah, she's very active on it.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also funny with the things she writes. But like I said last week, I'm calling that she's pregnant.
Oh, that Cardi
Sorry.
B's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and that's no easy task, doing that dance at the Grammys
No.
while pregnant and wearing all that stuff.
It's no easy task dry humping with 20 pounds of metal on you.
That's what I'm saying.
Janine would know,
Kudos.
actually.
I would,
Right.
I would know.
Judging by her husband's gaming headphones, there's probably a lot of that sort
God.
of gameplay going on in that household. I don't even know.
Gameplay.
Oh.
There you go.
Very good.
But a lot of people are saying, like, Fox like cries about how offensive it is. Yet they showed
Give me a break.
it like 3 times an hour every hour.
Look at this thing that shouldn't be shown anywhere.
Yeah.
It's
Can
unbelievable.
you believe this?
Bunch of hypocrites. I can't with that station.
I mean,
Well, obviously you don't like it.
I feel like
No, it's nothing to do with conservative and liberal. It's about the hypocrisy, and the Tucker Carlsons, and they're just full of themselves.
Same could be said about CNN though.
No,
Well, I was just gonna say, I feel
not a lot of racist misogynists on
Stop
CNN.
it! Will you stop it? I
What?
feel like we call out the
What?
left media a lot on this show. It's only right that we throw it back towards the right a little bit, when they deserve it. And this is an instance where they deserve it. Like you said, after Britney kissed whoever, after this is like the same. Like anytime there's any
Just get
sort of
over it.
girl on girl thing, like the next day these people just ignite, and I don't get it. I don't
Exactly. If it was a guy and a girl dancing together like that, it probably wouldn't have made any headlines.
Yeah, it's boring.
They probably would have talked about it a little bit, but not as much as they did. But the thing is like, it's an award show. It's like for adults. Like, our teens going to look at it? Like, I'm sure they are. But that's the difference between Dr. Seuss and this. It's not like this is being put into like a
You're not
kid's
showing
book.
it to
Exactly.
like, hey kids, look at this. No, you're not supposed. You have to be responsible enough to know what you're showing your kids.
But this brings
I'm
about
definitely not.
one of the best tweets that I have ever seen, which Cardi, somebody tweeted the actual move of Megan Thee Stallion flipping Cardi, and Cardi said, "Slang me so hard, almost made me fart."
Perfect.
Yeah, I
Love it.
saw that.
And this is while they were performing WAP, which stands for Janine,
What ass?
to which Seth Rogen responded, "As long as it wasn't a waff."
Right. Thank God.
Yeah, see, that's funny.
All hail Seth Rogen. I thought that was pretty damn funny.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen's hilarious.
We should have saved the waff for the Wendy Williams talk. I didn't really. We put that in
my
the wrong
God,
order.
yeah.
We screwed the whole
Yeah.
thing
Darn
up.
it. Darn it.
2 out of 3 of our stories so far are fart related.
Yes, maybe we could go for 5 out of 5.
All right.
Can't
4 out
have
of
corned
5.
beef and cabbage without talking around.
Right, exactly.
This one I don't believe. Okay, so Mauro Icardi. Frank doesn't know who this is. Janine, do you know who this is?
Maybe.
You do or you don't?
Maybe. Who is
I
this?
could know who it is.
Mauro Icardi is married to a young lady named Wanda Nara, who sounds like a character from the Chronicles of Narnia, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like,
Wanda Nara.
yeah. He is a Italian center back, which is a soccer position.
Soccer.
Oh, yeah. Keep going.
Do you want to see?
Hey, they can't use their hands.
Do you want to see Mauro? There he is, right there. Is that a good-looking guy, Janine?
Yes.
Okay. You look like you were about to say no, and I was going to be shocked because I'm like, he kind of looks like your husband. So that would have been a real curveball.
Oh, God. I wish. What?
Ah. Poor guy.
All right.
If that was my husband, I definitely would cook for him every single night. And I would serve him first.
Oh, man. So you're saying your husband isn't attractive enough for you to cook for him?
That sounds like it's
That's
what
exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. Just clearing it up.
Wait, and you're also saying that you would cook for him and let him eat first, a la Godfather 2, where
Absolutely.
the woman goes around, serves the men, and she goes back into the kitchen and waits until they're done eating?
And stands over the sink and eats.
Absolutely. If I could just stare at him eat, yes.
Okay.
Weird.
All right.
Weird.
I'm into weird things, Frank.
That is a fetish I have not heard of yet. It's just looking at someone while they're eating.
There's a name for it.
All right. Here's the story here. Supposedly,
Can you show that picture again?
supposedly, him and his wife have sex 12 times a day.
That makes no sense.
It makes 100% sense.
How does he play soccer?
Look at his body.
When does he have the time to play soccer?
This is the wife.
Okay, so there you go.
Frank shut up pretty quick right there.
He's like,
I'm gonna stop talking. But still,
She's pretty hot though.
time. Yeah, she's all right.
She's
Frank's like, I put her.
But 12 times, Lord.
12 times in 12 times, not 12 times in one day. 12 times a day. I'm not buying this.
That's the same thing.
I'm not buying that this is no.
Listen.
12 times
every
in
day.
one day implies that one day you made it up to 12 times. 12
No, they do
times
12 times every day.
a day implies that you have done this multiple times.
That's right.
Which means that in a 3-day span, they may have done it more than I have in an entire year. That's
36
basically
times in 3 days.
my math isn't strong, but I think that's about right.
How are
You guys do it a lot, so.
What is this? What's going on here?
Okay, so he was featured on Christian Vieri's Twitch channel, and they were discussing their sex lives. They revealed a rumor that Icardi and his partner Wanda have sex up to 12 times a day. Wanda, who is also her husband's agent, has not been shy about revealing secrets to their life in the bedroom before. She once hit back at trolls saying that she performed on him every single night.
Damn, you're not gonna believe that too. I definitely believe that.
Forget the cooking conversation, Janine. This is the more important thing. Who cooks for?
Yes.
When do they have time to eat?
Yes.
Yeah. Nara said, I don't know what to say. He should try it before a match, but Mauro is very professional and does not do anything before a match. Listen to this. Only after the match, if the match went well. If it does not go well, he doesn't even want to look at me.
That sounds healthy.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, I would be okay with that, just as long as I'm having sex with him 12 times a day. Okay.
I mean, is
Look
this
at
even realistically possible, though? Come
Yes.
on.
I
Yes,
think
do
they're
believe that.
exaggerating. 12 times.
Yes.
Once every
Yes.
2 hours.
I mean-
that's without sleeping.
Or no. What about if you do it 3 times in a row?
Okay. And then another 3 times, and then another 3 times in a row, and then another 3 times in a row. That's
Right.
insane.
It's for a man. This is it's impossible. This is
You think it's impossible? You think he's shooting blanks by number 6 time, 7
Blanks.
time?
Yeah, by 7, it's blood. I mean, there cannot be.
You're dehydrated. But,
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the same as having sex for a few hours at a time? Meaning, if you have sex like for 3 hours straight and you just arrive once, do you think that's the same? I'm saying like
That's having
compared
sex
to
one
that.
time.
But what if it's
That's
you have
more
sex and
possible.
it's so
That's more possible than 12 times.
These both feel like impossibilities to me. I'm sorry.
Me too. Definitely.
I mean, 12 times. If you would have said 6 times, I would have been like, that's insane. But 12 times.
12 is not believable.
I
don't
know.
believe it.
I don't. You know what? I'm gonna go figure this out, and I'll get back to you guys.
You
You
gotta go
figure it out.
test this out. But
Gaetano.
like even in your
Heads up, I'm texting Gaetano.
even at like
Heads up.
26, 27, at the height of your prowess, and
Virility?
your ability, yeah. I mean, maybe 4 or 5 times, maybe.
Well, okay. I'll just say this. So, someone I used to know, 50 years old, and used to have sex with girls or women, whatever. Hopefully, women. 3 hours at a time. 3 hours at a time. How?
At one time.
Right. Well, sometimes it was more than that, but come on. Could you go for 3 hours? No.
It depends on the activities, what you're doing.
Whoa,
you change
Frank.
things up. You could. I could see that more than 12 times.
Because you can put like, are there breaks? I feel like is there a halftime? Even in football, they stop for 20 minutes and go in the locker room.
You got to grab a Gatorade or something.
Seriously.
What the hell? I mean,
it can't be 3 hours straight. Even if you're, like Frank said, you're switching activities. I get that breaks it up. But also, like, how are they counting this? Like, how is that? Like, it can't be long if you're doing it 12 times a day.
Yeah. Maybe
that's
she
what I'm
does
saying.
it 12 times.
And that's another question, is just because she's finishing X amount of times, that doesn't mean those are different.
Yeah,
she's definitely not finishing 12 times a day.
Well, maybe because it's
Hold on, I'll figure
easier.
this out.
Isn't it easier for women to finish more times than a man?
No.
Women could have multiple. More often than a man could have multiple.
I would say no.
Yeah.
So
if
it's true. So if they did it 3 times, she could have finished 4 times in a session, and he did once. So that's her 4. She's counting 4 to his 1.
Oh,
maybe,
but no, he definitely.
You think he's going 12 times?
I can see this.
I think you
want to believe.
I want
Exactly.
to believe this so badly.
Exactly. This is like
Thank
when
God
you're.
tonight's game night. And Gaetano gets to play his games downstairs in the basement while I watch PBS.
How is he playing without his headphones?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the story there. I would love to know thoughts in the comments. I will be reading.
Who here has sex 12 times a day?
I will be reading these comments for days, because if there is somebody out there that can do a 3-hour session or more than 4 times in a day, I would love to hear what the secrets are.
Write a book.
Yes.
Whoever that is definitely needs to put out a book.
Yeah. But that's like those like old stories like Wilt Chamberlain slept with like 100,000 women or whatever. Like I don't believe any of these things. That's what
No, I don't think it was 100. It was like 1,000 or something.
There's a bunch of these stories all about these guys sleeping with all kinds of women. I just think it's too much. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, unless you do that for a living, unless that's your job, like you're a porn star or something.
Yeah.
How is
And let me just say this: 12 minutes is all you need. That is the sweet spot right there. 12.
So then you're doing it at least. You're doing it at least 3 times in that 12 minutes, right? Huh?
Well, maybe.
That's 5 minutes of cuddling you got to add in there.
Ew, cuddling.
I'm just saying, sometimes it can go on a bit too long, and you're like, all right, already. Like, this is, enough. That's why I will say having kids makes things interesting. It does make things a lot more like
speedy.
You learn to become a bit more efficient.
Hurry up now.
Are there a lot more locked doors in the house because of this?
Well, we learned our lesson the hard way here in this household. Yes, there are.
No, don't tell me.
Yes, there are.
No.
Here's the thing with that, Frank. Here's what they don't tell you in the parent manual. There's only one way to learn that lesson, and it's as if you get walked in on. That is basically you don't know that your kids are of age to come out of their beds and sneak attack, surprise you until they're that age. Like you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Like that's how you know they're at that age, is when they do it for the first time.
Yeah, but the first time they do that doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing what you're doing. They could just walk in on you two sleeping, or walk in on you two just laying there.
Well, that's not how it went.
That's not how it went down. Okay.
That's not how it went down.
What position? What position? Tell me.
I don't want to tell you what position.
Okay. After.
It wasn't a good one.
There
was no claiming that we were looking for mommy's. Mommy lost her contact. There was not. We couldn't claim anything. Not that they asked. It wasn't. I don't think they saw anything.
It was the both of them at the same time?
It was a team attack.
Oh my God.
And what did they say? What did they say?
Nothing.
Nothing.
We
They just turned around and left.
Well,
pretend like it didn't happen.
I'll also say it was very dark too.
Okay.
It was very, very dark. So they might.
I mean, it would have to be. I mean, come on.
Shut
Oh.
Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne, and I don't know if she's in hot water or what she's in, but
okay, is it because I said what I sent yesterday?
What did you send? I haven't. What did you send?
Somehow I don't think you affected Sharon Osbourne, but go ahead. What did you do?
No, the best headline that I have seen in a while. What she did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay.
What'd she do?
What
Someone
didn't
better
she
say
do?
something.
Go ahead, say it. What was the headline?
Sharon Osbourne uses like, did she use no, she didn't use racist terms, right? Did she? But all I know is that she used the term pee liquor to one of her co-hosts, and I saw that and I just died laughing. Like,
she called one co-host wonton, and she called the other co-host pussy liquor, which coincidentally is Frank and I's nickname. That's what Janine calls us off the air, actually.
We'll let you decide who's who.
Guess who's pee liquor?
Oh, it kept going.
Especially after this episode.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of apologizing to do.
Pee. We're talking about pee, period.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about the word pee. We're talking about.
Calm down, Frank. Whatever
an abbreviation.
Listen, if you like to take golden showers, it's okay.
That's not a big deal. By the way, can I just say this? She called, I think it was Julie Chen wonton, which is offensive. But if we're not talking about an Asian person, I think wonton is a fantastic nickname for somebody. Right?
It would have to make sense, though. Like, why would you call someone wonton?
It would. So Frank and I, in another iteration of this show, a billion years ago, used to call one of our producers Delicious. That was the name we gave this guy.
Oh, my God.
Because
I don't even know why. I think we just happen to have the sound effect.
Because Larry David, because in one of the episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm, Crazy Eyes, the rapper, one of his maids or house people, whatever, was named Delicious. So when he needed something, he would scream Delicious. So when we needed something, we started screaming Delicious, and it just became this guy's name.
Eileen, that's the best.
Right?
That had to be 20-something years ago.
That was a long time ago. Time ago. But I think wonton is as good of a name, as
and so is pee liquor.
Again, it can't be an Asian person.
No, when you're saying it to it then it's offensive. But I'm just saying, if somebody, if you had a coworker that just had wontons constantly, you'd start calling them wonton. Exactly. You'd be like, what's wonton doing today?
That seems okay.
We called Frank fruit salad for like a 4-year period because all he did was eat fruit salad.
Because wait a minute. Well,
this is actually real.
Yes.
Frank is still in my phone to this day as fruit salad.
Yes. See, what happened was we used to play poker at a friend's house, and it was every Friday night, and every Friday night everybody would bring these ridiculous sandwiches and these. Just
let me tell the story the real way.
Whatever.
Men would gather and we'd get prosciutto and mozzarella sandwiches and steaks.
And just fart
and cigars.
It was a disgusting display of ridiculousness. And one day, I was not in the mood for all that oily, greasy crap. So I was at the deli, and they had prepackaged little fruit salad. So it had like watermelon and stuff in it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go healthy one day. And I got a fruit salad, I brought it there. I started eating. Everybody's chomping away on prosciutto sandwiches and all these disgusting mozzarella balls and everything. And I'm eating a fruit salad. There I am in his phone as fruit salad.
So who picked on you first?
This guy.
Well, because let me tell you the real story now. There was like 17 weeks in a row of him showing up with a little thing of fruit salad.
I enjoyed them. They were
so
good.
We just started calling him fruit salad. That's just where, that was it.
Fruit salads are good every now and then. You got to, you go to healthy route. And what's wrong with some chopped up melon?
Nobody's picking on you, fruit salad. We want you to be the person that you want to be, my friend.
But imagine getting so mad at someone and calling them Pussy liquor. That has got to be one of the funniest confrontations you have had to witness.
I will say it's ballsy to call your Asian American coworker wonton. That's That's ballsy.
And your lesbian coworker P-liquor.
Agreed.
I mean, what do you do? What are you doing?
It's Sharon Osbourne, though. It's Sharon Osbourne. Do you expect anything less?
You give Sharon Osbourne a pass for that?
But even that, like, because I mean, how many times have we said, like, don't be such a cocksucker? Like, that's kind of almost
right. But that's not like.
Well, how did she say it? I'm saying you could.
Don't be a pussy liquor.
Here's all I'm saying. You can justify pussy liquor by being like, don't be a cocksucker. Don't be a pussy liquor. If she said it that way, it's one thing. You can't justify wonton at all.
No. But
is what I'm saying.
She called her lesbian coworker P-liquor.
Yep.
I mean, that's a specific slang.
But what I'm saying
targeted at her.
You can get away with that, and you can't get away with the racism.
I don't think you can get away with either one of them. I don't think you can get away with either of them. But I'm saying if she said, "Come on, don't be such a pussy liquor," isn't that
no?
You don't think that there's? You don't think that
if you're saying it to someone who's not a lesbian, I feel like it's a gay slur. It's something that you're making fun of them. You're
I could be wrong about this. I could be wrong about this, but to me, it's the same throwaway of you be like, don't be a cocksucker.
Yeah, it's true. I have said that to my gay coworker. Stop being such a, I would say something totally
like if you said sea-sucker to a gay guy, is that offensive?
Right, but when you pair it with wonton, they're both targeted hate.
No. Frank, you're misunderstanding me, Frank. If she said to her, "Oh, there's pussy liquor over there," that's offensive. That's offensive.
Okay.
What I'm saying, this is not.
Tell me how it's not offensive.
We're losing money, sponsors over everything. No. I'm saying that my point started with you cannot defend wonton whatsoever. Whereas there is an argument for P-liquor if she was being genuinely in a jokey, fun, like if she meant to be derogatory towards her, which it sounds like it could have been, that's wrong.
That's why. When
my only argument was if she said it like, don't be such a, whatever.
Don't be such a cocksucker, please.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like,
yes, I agree with you.
But she said it with wonton, which is,
No, she didn't.
This is not the same conversation.
It wasn't like she was like, "There's wonton, there's pussy."
There's wonton,
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so.
So then what happened?
I just think from what I got from the story was that this is how she would refer to them. That she said these on separate occasions.
If she's referring to her lesbian coworker as pussy liquor, then it's not right.
Yeah, nobody wants to be known as that. But if it's like get out of here, I wonder if there's a sense of normalcy there that.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying, Janine? You get what I'm saying?
I do, because I used to always say to my gay friend at work, I used to call him a cock smasher, though. So that's a little different.
Yeah,
like it's the same. You cock smasher. Oh, look, how many?
And how does he take it?
Because I've worked with
joking around. He knows it's
funny. If you have that kind of relationship, maybe. But it doesn't sound like this wouldn't have been a huge story if they had that kind of jokey relationship. Doesn't sound like they do.
Well, I'm going to get to that. But I was going to say I had a gay coworker who actually was like, I don't want to be the gay coworker. Like, you can say shit to me. We can joke around. We can be one. I want to just be one. And so stuff like that kind of happened. Like we would, say things like that, and it wasn't that big of a deal. They felt more welcomed that way.
Yes, I agree.
Understandable. But what happened was she didn't call someone else on the show P-liquor. She called her specifically. It's just that unless they have
Frank, stop being a P-liquor.
Unless they have that jokey relationship, then
I don't know. I don't know.
It's intentionally you're
agreed.
You're singling her out based on her sexuality.
Agreed. And if she did, like I said, if she did it in that way, then it was wrong. But here's where this gets super interesting. Super, super interesting. Holly Robinson Pete on Friday claimed that Osborne played the role. Hang on a second. Sharon Osbourne had to respond to something that Holly Robinson Peete had said. Holly Robinson Peete had said that she got fired because of Sharon Osbourne. This is what she claimed.
Ooh.
She tweeted on March 12th, I'm old enough to remember when Sharon complained that I was too this is now. So now this story has come out. People are talking about Sharon Osbourne. By the way, this is also tied into Sharon Osbourne defended Pierce Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Which immediately people were like, well, you must be. Who was the co-host, D? Who was the co-host? I forget. Okay. She doesn't know her name either. But one of the co-hosts was basically accusing Sharon of being racist because she was defending Pierce Morgan. When all Sharon was saying was that Pierce has a right to say what he said, which is that he doesn't believe Meghan Markle.
What does that have to do with being racist?
Because
because of the whole thing with the kid.
With the kid and the color of the kid. So there was this thing, and it was this odd thing where the co-host was like, yeah, well, if you're defending him, you must be. And Sharon got really pissed off about it, and they had a whole thing. And then I think the other host wound up apologizing. So then this story comes out that Sharon says all this stuff. So then Holly Robinson Peete tweets, I'm old enough to remember when Sharon complained that I was too, quote, ghetto for the talk. Then I was gone. I bring this up now because I was mortified watching the disrespectful, condescending tone she took with her co-host, who remained calm and respectful. So Sharon just responded with an email that Holly Robinson Peete sent to her, which basically said and acknowledged, this is from Sharon. In response to Holly Robinson Peete's accusation of me getting her fired from the talk, I am sharing an email sent to me from Holly 1 month after she was let go by CBS. As I have stated before, I have never had the ability/authority to get anyone fired from the talk. Osborne shared an email from Pete saying Julie Chen, who was a co-host until 2018 and then left because of sexual misconduct accusations made against her husband and CBS chairman Les Moonves, was involved in the firing of Pete. Osborne added, never in my life did I utter the words that Holly was too ghetto to be on the talk, as well as not having her fired. In the email, Holly said that it was actually, she admits that it was actually Julie Chen who got her fired and not Sharon Osbourne.
Okay, so there you go. That's score one for Sharon Osbourne then.
Right, but how incredibly screwed up is that from Holly Robinson Peete to this is what I'm talking about when I always talk about the cancel culture and these people that are crazed. She knows this is bullshit, yet she's just putting it out there to pile on top of this narrative that Sharon Osbourne is a racist. Exactly. This is exactly how people get these reputations in the world. And if she is, great. But if she's not, it is grossly unfair, especially for this Holly Robinson Peete to say this after she admitted to her in an email years ago that it wasn't true.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's messed up. If that's the case, then that is messed up. And cancel culture is, there's so many gray lines and who's canceled, who's not. It's very case by case. It has to be.
But people don't. You got to acknowledge, Frank, that people don't even care anymore what's real and what's not.
Which is terrible.
And what the truth is.
There should be. I mean, it's hard to prove a lot of the stuff. It's hard to prove that something, that something occurred or didn't occur 10, 15 years ago. It's hard.
But this should be able to be proven because if Sharon was running around saying these things, she should be taken to task for it. If she wasn't, then the people that are saying she was should be taken to task.
Absolutely.
Do you think that Holly Robinson Peete
Frank,
didn't think?
You got something up with your mic, buddy. You gotta, I gotta mute you there. You can just do a little adjusteroo. Go ahead, Jenny. What were you saying?
It's like my heartbeat later, thinking of this guy having sex 12 times. I don't think she probably thought that Sharon would share that email.
She probably forgot she wrote it to her.
Yes, that's the whole thing. I think she probably forgot she wrote it, and now when she saw it, she's like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah, because it really came back to bite her in the ass.
Dumb.
Holly Robinson Pete looks the worst out of all of this.
I know she does. She does not look. Nope.
Frank, I'm sorry, it just started again. I don't know what's going on with your setup there. It was fine, and then it was. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It sounds like Janine. Thinking about the Try the plug going into your pad there, buddy.
That's what she said.
Because it started making the noise when you knocked your own shit down. By the way, somebody
is your phone right next to you?
Somebody criticized you two for not having your cameras set up properly.
Ooh.
When Janine does now, and I offered for Frank, and he turned it down.
What?
It sounds like a rapid fire machine gun. Hold on.
This is like what it sounds like when I have sex with Gaetano.
I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, and people can hear it too. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Unplug your thing and plug it back in again. Fucking Frank. All liquored up. He said to me before the show, he goes, I had a couple cocktails and I'm ready to bash Trump. I go, that's not what this is about all the time.
I knew he said that. I knew it.
Oh, there you go, buddy. All right.
Incorrect.
Well.
Incorrect. I did not say I'm ready to bash Trump.
Yeah, okay, Frank. It's okay.
All right, it's starting up again. All right, I think that sound means it's time to go. It's like in Mario Kart.
Time to go.
Yeah, when the music gets faster, it's time to go. Frank, any last words? Doesn't matter. We can't hear shit, buddy. Work on that wife of yours. Do you want me to make sure she never sees this? I could block her from seeing and hearing this episode.
Come on, pussy lickers.
What?
So come on, pussy lickers.
Sharon seems like she seems like an open, accepting person.
Yeah, she does.
I don't get the vibe from her like closet racist.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, now it's slowly happening. I don't know what you did.
Slowly, I didn't do anything. Nothing.
Here we go.
This is funny watching him just talk and nothing comes out of his mouth. We could dub in anything.
We can hear you, but you suck.
All right, say something now, Frank. Say something. Go ahead. How am I going to know if it works or not? I should have voted for Trump. Biden was a mistake. I have a MAGA hat in my closet.
Manga.
All right, we'll let Frank go. Appreciate you guys watching and listening. Thank you so much. Don't forget to visit the merch store at anthonyonair.com. Actually, we have shopanthonyonair.com.
Wow.
Yes. So
wow.
You can go directly to shopanthonyonair.com to get some of our fancy new merch. And we do actually have fancy new merch. I should have probably, if I was any sort of a good host, should have probably plugged this sooner.
Oh, God.
Than the end. But the vaccines, Janine, is a big, big deal. Isn't that right, Frank?
Yeah.
Don't get vaccinated. It's bullshit. This is very shocking, Frank. You're taking a very odd stance from where you usually are. Anyway, vaccines are a big deal. And now...
Oh, my God.
What?
This is even worse, the sound now.
Are you still hearing it? We're not hearing it. So the audience isn't hearing it. So only you're hearing it. You still hearing it? Is it annoying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like a 8-speed. I mean, it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, we have new vaccinated shirts in the store, which is a nice thing. So if you get vaccinated, they say that you get like a card
sticker
or a sticker. Like I voted.
Right.
We thought that's kind of dumb. Why not have a shirt that says vaccinated on it so you can show everybody that you've been vaccinated? And of course, I can't find it anyway. So the end of this.
Oh my God.
The end of this
horrible.
podcast has gone as well as Frank's audio's gone. Wow, that's what it sounds like now.
I hope he writes pee liquor and then points to me. Goodbye.
Wait, put the sign back up. All right, I appreciate you guys watching and listening. I hope you had a great St. Patrick's Day. And we will catch you on the next episode.